Hey, how you doing there, young fella? Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 25. Today we're going to talk about the Chaos Rapier with the Hornet Ring, with or without the Hornet Ring. But just before we get started on that topic, I just wanted to very briefly say, I really appreciate that you guys watch my videos. I love that you guys comment on my videos so that we can actually have a conversation about this stuff. I am very much a Dark Souls nerd, and I just love talking about this stuff. I'm not going to get everything right sometimes, or, maybe ever. So, you guys can... I like it when you guys disagree, because maybe I can learn something too. I don't know everything. I'm not going to say I know everything. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your comments. I really appreciate it. I love having a conversation with you guys. Now, we're going to talk about the Chaos Rapier. Rapier, as you know, I got to be careful saying that. Rapier, as you know, you need 7 strength and 12 dex. And if you didn't know that, now you know. So pretty much any build can use it. It is very accessible. I can't remember who sells it, but somebody sells it. It might be the Undead Mail Merchant. You know what? I can look that up right now. The Balder Knights will drop it. The Balder Knights in the Undead Parish and Sen's Fortress. And yes, it is sold by the Undead Mail Merchant in the Burg. Everybody should have a rapier. The reason why you want a rapier is because of the criticals. Like every rapier and like every weapon in the dagger class, I think all of them, maybe not all of them, but, and I thought this guy was dead, so I went into my gestures, but turns out he's not dead. But you know what? We'll just chase him down with a quick R1, forget about it, right? Oh, we're going to continue talking about the Chaos Rapier during this intermission here, in which I inadvertently challenged my bow-wielding opponent to what I thought was going to be a bow-only duel. So we'll just talk a little bit more about the Chaos Rapier as we spectate this gnarly fight here. Never had a bow fight before. It was pretty wild. So, Chaos, of course, if we're in a situation where we've got the minimum stats to use the weapon, or not much better than the minimum, we really don't have much better than the minimum at 16 strength, 16 dex. So, Chaos is the way to go. If you want maximum return on your investment, Chaos is the way to go. You could go Lightning. I would recommend Chaos, and make sure, if you want this thing to be the nastiest, oh my god, just the most disgusting damage, 10 humanity in your counter as an absolute minimum. And I didn't know she had this lightning spear. She switched up to it. Well, so much for that. So GG to that young lady. Yeah, Chaos is the best bang for your buck. You're going to get the biggest return. You're going to get the most damage. But, you guys don't want to hear me ramble on about the Chaos Rapier forever. You want to see me cook some fools, don't you? Because this rapier, yeah, it's a rapier, and it's got 110 critical, which most weapons in the game only have 100. So you are getting an appreciable critical bonus over most of the other weapons. So that's where this thing is absolutely going to come alive, is the criticals. Your backstabs and your riposts. And with the Hornet Ring, it is just completely disgusting the damage you're going to do to people. We had a video a while ago that was Fear the Bum Rush, right? If you bring this thing with you and you have Fear the Bum Rush mentality, your opponents are not going to stand a goddamn chance. But this weapon does require some skill on your part. You're going to have to be sharp with your parries. I mean, anybody can backstab, right? But you're going to want to be sharp with your parries. That's how you're going to maximize your damage on these poor sons of bitches. And in some cases, in fact, a lot of cases here, what we're seeing with guys that are around the same soul level as we are, it won't even tell you what the final damage was after the Hornet Ring riposte. It's so nasty, the damage on this thing. It is disgusting. You've got to try it. If you want to make quick work of your opponent, especially, you know, we're talking about, and I'm probably going to do a video on this, but, you know, we're talking about an invasion. We're not talking about dueling somebody who's probably not going to give you too many opportunities to parry, right? And I think this guy double chugged. We switched off to the Chaos Rapier with the Hornet Ring. It didn't even tell us what the grand total on his HP loss was. That was a fucking insta-kill. Like, that is so gross. That's gross. I love it. I love it. I love it. You will have a blast. If you had a shit day at work, and maybe you want to cook some fools, this thing is what you want. Absolutely what you want. With the Hornet Ring, wow, just forget about it. A couple of interesting things with the Rapier just by itself, never mind Chaos. You can't kick with it. That might be a problem for some of you guys who like to kick. If you want to kick, you're going to have to put something else in your other slot that you can kick with. You don't... Oh yeah, this is a bonus. This was our warm and fuzzy invasion for the night. Yeah, you don't kick with a rapier. You do kind of like a half R1 and a backstep. So keep that in mind. That's kind of shitty. I don't really care for that. And I'm trying to gesture to this guy like, hey buddy, let's go this way. And you'll see why in a moment. The other kind of neat thing about the rapier is, like a lot of other thrusting weapons, like all your... I don't know about all your spears, but I would say probably the vast majority of them. And other thrusting weapons like other rapiers and other thrusting swords, you can guard and attack at the same time. So you one-hand the rapier. Just as you see here, you block with your shield. Now we got Quailags on for a moment, but... And this is what I'm trying to indicate to the guy, like, hey buddy, go that way, there's something cool over there. Maybe this guy's never seen one before, I don't know. So, you can't kick with it, but you can block and attack at the same time, which might be useful to you. I kind of like that. The cost is about double the stamina of a regular R1. So you want to watch your green bar. You want to watch your stamina while you're doing that, poking while guarding, because you'll eat up your stamina pretty fast if you just, you know, guard and R1 spam. So don't really want to do that too much. Anyway, guys, what else can I say about this thing? The R1's very fast. If you R1 spam this thing, not that, and that was a beautiful parry by this guy. I love that. If you R1 spam this thing, if your opponent survives it, he's probably going to try to parry you if he has any idea what he's doing at all. Because R1 spamming this thing, you're just begging to be parried. And don't be surprised too, actually, if you get your R1 parried, because there is a tiny little bit of a windup. I happen to like the running R1 on this. It is very fast. You can gain a little bit of distance doing it. And you can, kind of like we saw in that second clip, I believe it was, you can chase down guys pretty well. The rapier is a little short as compared to some of the other thrusting swords, maybe like the S-stock. The S-stock is longer, but you get better critical on this. And with Chaos, this thing, if we're talking like a back to basics kind of level, this thing with a Hornet Ring is absolutely lethal, and you've got to try it, even at +0. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. We'll see what happens to this guy in a second. I hope you enjoyed our little mini featurette on the Chaos Rapier. Why don't you give it a whirl and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.